We're back for our second daily dose today, and we're going to be talking about the FIBA Asian Cup. Unfortunately, I'm flying solo. I know Ben Dunn with me today, but we'll be catching up with Dunny very shortly to talk some more FIBA Asian Cup as the competition continues on. But we have got to the end of the pool stages, and a lot has gone to the early predictions. A lot has followed the expected script. When we talk about how things have proceeded in a couple of the groups, let's start with the group involving our trans-Tasman friends/foes, the New Zealand Tall Blacks. New Zealand have swept their group, taking out all three wins, walking away with a comfortable points differential. They won by 22 over Iraq. They took down the Philippines in a tighter game by 8, with a good comeback from the Philippines in the third quarter, reduced the deficit, and then blew away Chinese Taipei by 40 in the final game. So they head through in the automatic quarterfinal spot. Chinese Taipei getting the key result over the Philippines in the opener in that pool means that they will finish second. Philippines getting just the one win, defeating Iraq in their final game to go through. They won that one 66-57, and that means that Philippines and Chinese Taipei go through to the playoffs. If we have a look at Pool C, again, it was China who were the expected favourites to head through to the finals there, and they've gone through very comfortably again, winning their games, beating Saudi Arabia by 5, India by 31, and then Jordan by 22 in their final game, closing that out with 2 strong quarters in the back half to dominate that game in the end. Saudi Arabia got the key win up against Jordan in their second game by 4. A 20-10 final quarter by the Saudis, meaning that by Jordan, meaning they brought that deficit back and almost got it done. They certainly trailed by a huge deficit at half time. I think it was in the range of almost 20 points at one point in the first half. So the Jordanians will certainly pose some threat when we have a look at them as they go into the playoff games alongside the Saudis will go through as well. So that'll be interesting to see how they shape up, and it's certainly interesting. A notable one on that side, 2 of Hakeem Olajuwon's sons playing for Jordan, both quite young. Abdul Rahman Olajuwon is only 19 years of age, and Abdullah Olajuwon is 21. So a couple of names, some great heritage, obviously some pretty good genes to keep an eye on there. And as I said to Ben Dunn, you're getting on in years when you start seeing these youngsters who you watched their dad when you were young playing. So next steps for the next generation, but Jordanian heritage for them, and they're playing for Jordan at the moment, which is wonderful to see. And then we start getting into the Aussie pool. The Aussies did exactly what was expected of them. They finished fast against South Korea in their first game to go to get the first win. They did similarly against Lebanon, where the first 3 quarters they actually got out hard, and then Lebanon fought back in the final quarter. Australia kind of took the foot off the accelerator. They did not do the same against Qatar in their final game, where they blew them out in the end by 28 after a really tight first half. The Aussies only led by 3 at halftime before winning that second half 64-39, an absolute clinic from them. So that sees them go through to the quarterfinals automatically. South Korea, maybe surprisingly for some, got the split result against Lebanon in that final pool game, 97-86. That was a wonderful display by them. Unsurprisingly, the points and rebound leader was Lee Hyun-jung, or H.J. Lee, as many would know him from his time at the Illawarra Hawks. So he is leading the way for them. He's been a leading scorer in all of their games, I think. So about 70 points on the board for him so far. Also leading plenty of the rebounds as well. So certainly one to watch as they continue to build here. The South Koreans, they'll go through slightly seeded high. Lebanon got the win over Qatar though, but Qatar certainly far from disgrace. They put up a really good fight against the Aussies in the first half. Did similarly in the second half against South Korea after a slow start, and they took Lebanon close as well. Lebanon had to hang on tight after the Qataris finished strong, and most notably for Qatar, I was really impressed with Brandon Goodwin, who's playing in the Chinese Basketball Association, American-born, American Qatari heritage. He's been contracted at NBA sides as well. He's only young considering how much he's travelled. So certainly one to watch. He's still got a few years under the belt to come. He's a dynamic player, but we won't see much more of him. But then the one that was probably the biggest surprise at Group B, the Japanese went in as favourites. They blew away Syria in their first game. Iran took down Guam. But then the first of the surprises was Iran managing to get past Japan 78-70. It was all locked up after 3 quarters, and then the Iranians fired home in the fourth quarter, winning it 20-12 and getting it done. So Iran will go through in top spot after they sealed it with a comfortable, almost 40-point win in a low-scoring match against Syria. Syria have had a bit of a tough tournament. They also went down to Guam. We talked about Guam, a population of about 16,000. So wonderful to see Guam getting the win, upsetting Syria. And that means that Guam will actually go through to the playoffs alongside Japan, which means Japan are now going to be a wild card in there with Iran going directly through to the quarterfinals. So the good news for Australia is it means that Japan, China, and New Zealand are all on the opposite side of the draw, which means that Iran are probably the biggest threat for the Aussies on our side of the draw as we head towards the quarterfinals and semi-finals. But you'll see Japan take on Lebanon in a playoff game. Remembering that Lebanon have gone deep in a number of these tournaments in recent years. So that's a big game. The winner of that will take on the Tall Blacks. So the Tall Blacks are going to have to be absolutely on for this. And Flynn Cameron's been up there for them. He led the scoring in their last game. Justin Brownlee was huge for them. Huge against them for the Philippines, but not enough. But Jordan Naitai as well has been good. But it's been a shared love, I guess, for the Kiwis. Plenty of points going around. They're going to have a big job for them. They'll take on, as I said, the winner of Japan and Lebanon. The other quarterfinal on that side will be China taking on the winner of South Korea and Guam. With all due respect to Guam, that is a huge task for them. The South Koreans are going to try and outpace them, run them off the court. It'll be an interesting matchup should South Korea get through, though. China will be looking to use size. South Korea will be looking to use pace. South Korea challenged the Aussies well with that in the first game. So interesting to see. Chinese Taipei, they'll take on Jordan. This is an interesting one. Don't have a lot of background on too many players on either side here. But then the winner of that will take on Iran. I think that Iran should be able to progress through to the semi-finals. And then finally, it'll be Australia taking on the winner of the Saudi Arabia and Philippines clash. This is an interesting one. We talked about the Philippines a little bit in our previous show. If they had Kai Sotto, I'm saying they easily win this one, but they've been a little bit off form, the Philippines. They finished third after going down to Chinese Taipei. We're going to need a huge effort, and we called this at the start of the tournament. You need a huge effort from that man, Justin Brownlee. He managed to lead them in scoring in their first 2 games, but then they've shared the load in their third game. And look, again, they've got some other talented players there. Dwight Ramos, another Filipino-American. They've got plenty to go around. Earl Thompson as well. But again, it's going to be a big game for the Philippines, and I just don't see them matching up well enough. I think they should get past Saudi Arabia, but again, the Saudis have given us some cause to question that. They're on home turf as well. They'll get a bit of a following behind them. Then the winner of that will take on Australia. I still think it'll be the top 4 sides going through. Japan, a bit of a wild card. They may knock out the Kiwis. So I think we'll see. Most likely it should be from here for mine, an Australia-China final that we head through to. But we'll keep you up to date as we head through these games. We'll bring you some more daily doses, talking all about the FIBA window, all about the Asian Cup and what's to come as this young Aussie Boomers side look to make it 3 Asian Cups in a row since their initial debut in this tournament only a number of years ago. But until next time, make sure you stay tuned to the Chris McPherson Show. Check us out on our social media channels at the Chris Mac Show on all your favourite social media channels. And we'll look forward to talking to you again soon with another Daily Dose.